Hello, and welcome. My name is Milan Levis. I'm a financial empowerment mentor for women, entrepreneur, investor, and best-selling author. Today, I'm here with my gorgeous client, Elisabetta Scarabelli. I don't know, I hope I pronounced your last name right. We're going to talk about her experience working with me, working in one of my programs, and just overall how she felt, during this time that she was in this training. So, Elisabetta, I just want to tell you that I would like to hear your candid feedback, and feel free to share whatever you want to share. I'm open to take it in because it's your reality, and I respect it. So thank you so much for being here with me today. I know it's very early for you, being so far away in Australia, far away from me. And so thank you so much for your time and willingness to do that. I appreciate that.
You're very welcome.
So I would like to start with a question. What challenges you experienced in your life that led you to seek the solution, specifically challenges pertaining to money and finances, that led you to seek the solutions for this concerns that you had?
Yes, so I'd say the topic of money has been with me since I was a teenager, but I started addressing this area more specifically probably 4 to 5 years ago. So I've done a lot of things. I've done courses, I've read books, I've listened to different videos and material, and yes, I could understand these things, but they were not going in. So it was like I had created this barrier of beliefs that would not let this kind of information in. And so the knowledge is there. There's a few things that I've heard before, but they were not inside. They were not coming in. And so the frustration was that all this work I was putting in and the money I was investing didn't have a return. And the frustration and there's something wrong with me was growing really quite strong. I don't deserve this. I can't do this. It's only for others. All those beliefs were definitely reinforced in this last period, to the point where I was a bit disappointed and disillusioned as well as frustrated. So that's who I was before I met you.
Okay, so I wanted to ask you actually what kind of solutions you were. What kind of trainings and programs maybe you tried before and they didn't work? Do you have some specific maybe books or programs that you tried? And like why do you think it was not like sticking? This solution?
Yeah, so I think that kind of material were more solutions and tips. And knowledge, but they were not really touching on my specific limiting beliefs. So no matter how great this information it was really not, it didn't have the chance to be integrated because my beliefs were preventing anything from coming in. For example, if there was about releasing some beliefs, my beliefs were too strong to let themselves go and believe that money comes to me. There was a particularly strong belief that I had, which I had to work really hard for money. So this came from my family, and it was the truth to me. It was what it is. And so if I wanted to achieve those great things that all these books and materials were talking about, then I had to work super hard. So in that sense, that this content didn't have the chance to actually be light and it was just like, okay, I have to work extra hard now in order to achieve what this course or material is saying.
So would it be fair to say that you were taking some specific like how-to courses but you haven't
Yes.
taken like a money mindset, like
Correct.
mentality
Yes.
courses. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. And so when I started considering your program, I was reading the website and saw, okay, there's an inside game, and then there's an outside game, there's a mindset game, and there's a money management. So it's like, okay, there's two things that I never really explore the inside one. This laser focused. So it was like, yeah, generic, but your website and the way you were presenting, that was before I even spoke with you, was really focusing on this mindset. So I thought, okay, this is interesting. I've never really seen that. It was more how-tos that I've found so far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting, because a lot of women I come across, they take one money mindset after training after another, money mindset training, training, and still like nothing shifts.
Exactly.
And there is another group of women who they into spiritual aspect of money. They do visualizations and meditations, but they don't have practical how-to skills. So it's like, there's two different camps that, in my training, I try to merge and, with my like integrative approach. Anyway, but this is just a side note. So you touched a little bit on this, but maybe you could tell me in more detail, like what specifically led you to choosing Activate Effortless Wealth Training and, choosing me as your financial empowerment mentor, like maybe some specifics.
So as you might understand, I was very skeptical because
I remember
tried it all. I spent money, and so I was very skeptical. But there were a couple of things that really struck with me. Not only that explanation on the website, but also the fact that your wealth, your personal wealth, didn't come from selling courses about wealth to women, and that to me was refreshing. Was this woman doesn't need my money, she's just giving out of passion, this knowledge that she has learned for herself. So my success was not her income. My success was, her by million. My success was her joy. And so that was a very important, very important element for me. Mm-hmm. And the other one was a pre-call that we had just to see if there was a match. And in that call, I had a massive breakthrough. And I just thought, if that is in the pre-call, in this brief conversation, I wonder what this course has got in store for me.
I remember this. I remember this call with you. I remember.
Yes, and that breakthrough was something that was right in my face, but I've never acknowledged it. I've never seen it. I've never heard anyone saying about me. So it was mind blowing. And from there onwards, I was in. I was already satisfied with what I had.
And I remember you attended one of my webinars, right? Where I did through the guided visualization. I remember your feedback after this guided visualization was so amazing. Would you like to?
Yes. So this was the second massive breakthrough that I had in my second interaction with you, and which was the concept of gratitude, which again, I've heard about it, I read about it, I was practicing. But it was very superficial. So like, okay, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for that. Great, I've done my 10 things. Now what? But it was in that webinar, and that I don't know what happened, but your meditation showed me what real gratitude is, and it totally shifted that knowledge that I had, and that it was now in. So I absolutely understand and feel the concept of gratitude, to the point where it comes so natural. I don't have to write down any 10 elements or anything. I don't have to think about it. It's like breathing. That's how it comes natural. So that was another big breakthrough. And I say breakthrough because whatever I learned in other areas, then they affect the money area. So of course, if I'm grateful about what I have, it's much easier for me to be happy, be joyful, and of course attract more. So it's an area that works over there but affects the money over here.
Yeah, it's like a ripple effect. I agree with you.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
I remember I received a massive feedback after this guided visualization with similar breakthroughs. And you know, I clearly remember that as well.
Yes.
So, Elisabetta, I would like to ask you now if you could share specific results that you actually experienced from implementing the suggestions during the training, and you know, questioning me, because you're very active in our private group. You always question everything, and I love it. I absolutely love it. So share some results that you achieved as a result of implementing some suggestions from this training.
Yep. So the belief that I have to work hard for money was probably the biggest one for me, or at least during the course, different beliefs will pop up. And so every one of them was really scrutinized by me and just said, okay, how do I get rid of you? And that's when I would jump on the Facebook group and just say, okay, this is the one that is currently under my red light, you know, my white light, like an interview. You know, this is the one under scrutiny right now. So what do I do? How do I break it? How do I attack it? How do I do stuff with it? So one of the biggest beliefs that emerged quite early was I have to work hard for money. That has been with me all my life, in every job, in every situation. And just a couple of modules before this belief came up, you started introducing the concept of a relationship with money. Now, again, I have heard this before, but I didn't get it. I was like, what do you mean? But I realized that my relationship with money was me chasing money. All my life has been chasing. Like you chase a lover, like you chase a boyfriend that you can't have. And I would work harder and more hours, and which of course impacted on the family and all that. But when I realized that the relationship is a two-way relationship, that not only I love money, but also money loves me. So I got that concept of money loves me, and that's when all the chasing stopped. It was like, okay, so it loves me. I don't have to chase it. So if I do a good job, or if I meditate, if I do whatever other activities I would do, it will come to me. And actually, I have experienced moments where money was just popping out from, you know, a discount here. I'll shout you there. Money in the bank that I wasn't expecting. So, and that reinforced that money loves me and wants to stay with me and wants to spend time with me. So that was a massive breakthrough, because like I said, I was working to the bone to get to it. So
interesting, because we sometimes have assumption about something that we don't question. Like you said, you know, it was absolute truth to me.
yes.
I didn't question that, you know, it may not be accurate. But once you bring this, you start scrutinizing the beliefs that you consider to be absolute truth, and put light on them. It's like, yeah, is it really true? And then, you know, different things start shifting. So that was one. But I also know about many other results that you achieved. What else comes to mind right now?
Another thing that you mentioned was to have open conversations with our partner about money. So that was an area that it was no, because my past experience had shown me that money and relationships don't get along. They can't exist, they can't coexist. If I have a lot, then I will probably pick up someone who doesn't, so I have to compensate for that, and all my money will go over there. So I learned not to earn enough so that I would not have to share. And that was another area that really prevented me from exploding in wealth, which is earn the bare minimum so that I don't have to compensate. So that has been shifted completely as well. And as a result as well, in the current relationship, there's a more openness about talking in relations to money. So this is what I have, this is what you have. I mean, it's not fully open, but it is more open than what it used to be, where this is my area, I will keep it secret. That's your area, you keep it for yourself. I don't want to know anything. So it was a really area of friction and separation that now it's bridging very slowly, because it's a progress, you know. No, I don't feel I've arrived, but there's a lot of progress in that area as well.
Yeah, and it's, you know, it's probably not a good idea just to kind of like give an ultimatum to your partner, or be very abrupt about, you know, now from this point on, we're going to do it that way. So it needs to be like a, you know, with a feminine touch, right? But also with the full confidence and respect for your own feelings, for your own goals. So you don't really like melt, you know, in someone else's opinion, how it should be, right? So you should be able to speak up about how it feels to you as well, because that's what partnership is about. It's not just, you know, one side dictates, right? It's being able to listen to another person and being able to speak up as well. And for women, would you agree that for women it's quite common that, you know, kind of like they don't like to share, or don't like or avoid sharing their true feelings about money? Like man kind of like decides how it should be, and women.
Yeah, it wasn't in my case.
Right?
It wasn't in my case. My case was like, I just look after my turf. Mm-hmm. So there was confidence in that turf, but not in the sharing. So, mm-hmm. But that your words just lead me to say that the way you speak to the people that do your courses is really gentle. It's really like you just a few seconds ago when you were speaking, the way you explain things is very gentle, and is very put feelings in the space, put respect for yourself and for the other person in the space. So that's what I really enjoyed about this program, is the gentleness with which you say things that really, I think, is the secret for that content to come in, and those beliefs to just say, right, okay, it's a very safe and kind space that you create, that everything comes up, because you know, there's no judgment, there's no you have to, there's no rah, you know, that I had experienced in the past. Mm-hmm. So you don't make anyone wrong, and that's when it feels really safe to be in your program. Yeah, that's my experience.
I really appreciate that. That's very important to me, because you know, I have some coaches that I work with, and I kind of like notice what I like about working with this coach, what I don't like, and I'm trying to incorporate all these elements in the way I work with my clients. So thank you so much. Having a safe space is very important in any coaching. So I'm curious about another aspect of your decision that I know you made during the training, your decision to kind of leave the family business and find the job. And I remember you were questioning whether it's a good idea, and where it will lead you, and how you could create wealth if you just work as an employee. So share a little bit about this decision, how it affected you, why you decided that was the right decision for you. And it all happened within this short period of time, like 10 weeks, right? There were so many shifts that happened in your life.
Yes, so that came more from the learning that I wanted to create my own income, my own space for growing in there. It's a bit hard to explain, but I just wanted to create my source of income so that with that I could do whatever I wanted to do. So within that business, I felt I was not in charge. I was one of the crew, but not in charge of the decision. And that to me was not feeding my need for freedom. So I realized that for me, freedom is essential. It's like oxygen. And within that context, it was suffocated. So the decision to leave, which was extremely hard, was
to leave the business.
I had to leave the business. Exactly, it was very hard, but the desire to be free was stronger. So I made that step, which had a lot of repercussion within the family, but I'm still convinced about that decision. And out of that, I've learned to to grow in the context of money, and to put away, to save, to create, to focus a little bit more on about what I want to create. So it was something I wasn't expecting it would happen, but it was essential that it would happen so that I could actually be free on the journey towards money in the way I wanted it to go. So I needed to go back in charge of that area. Yeah.
Elisabetta, I'm just curious because I know how I feel about your energy shift, because I remember first time I spoke with you, and I see you now, and I know about all the changes that happened. But do you feel much more empowered now versus 10 weeks ago? How do you feel in terms of like your confidence, your energy?
So the biggest shift is my confidence, my self-confidence. I now know that whatever gets thrown at me, there's always a reason and there's always an opportunity to learn. While before it was like, right, let's work on this because I have to work hard. So now there's more, okay, well, this is happening. Just send me more information, I'm asking the universe and God, and send me more information, give me more on this situation, or okay, I'll work with this. And so I take every episode in my life as an opportunity to grow. And especially if it comes to money, when there's an episode or a conversation about money, the big difference now is that I don't sweat. It's like, oh God, okay, what's going on here? How much work do I have to put extra in here? It's more, okay, let's see what's up here. What belief is showing up, or what learning things. So anything about money now is interesting, is
Beautiful.
It's really cool. I don't know, it's like a playground. But while before it was like, oh God, okay, it was hard work. So that is the biggest difference. And when I say conversations about money, is whether I lose money, whether I find money, whether I'm invited to create more money. So all these things are really cool opportunities. They're not hard work, stressful, anxiety linked work. Yeah, and that brings me to another concept that I got during the course, which is the vibration, the frequency of different feelings, which was like, what? Was a really foreign concept to me, which is when you are in fear, everything gets so constricted and money runs away. But when you are enjoying gratitude and love, everything expands and money comes because it wants to be with you. So every time I experience fear or there's a hint of fear, I just go, whoa, just move away, move on the other side, move on gratitude, move on love, because money wants to be with you when you're there. And as a consequence, this shift from one feeling to another has become faster. And so I'm in the joy, love, and gratitude more often than in fear. That is another big shift that has occurred. Yeah.
Beautifully said. Would it be okay if I shared with you how I feel the change in you from the time I just spoke with you first time and the way I perceive you right now? When we just met, I felt so much fear coming out of you. Like, you know, the energy was like so, like, you know, very, very palpable, very strong. And now when you talk, I feel ease, I feel joy, I feel so much expansion. I mean, literally, like it's amazing, like next to miraculous shift that I experience personally when I talk to you, when I see what you accomplished. So thank you so much for sharing this experiences with me today. And I hope it would be useful for everybody who is watching us. And I just want to tell you that I'm deeply grateful that I had an opportunity to work with you, to guide you, to answer your beautiful questions. Each of them was very deep and very important. And I just want to say that I can only thank God, and hopefully I will have this experience that I had with you, with other women, and will have an opportunity to impact many women in a positive and empowering way as well. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Until we meet again.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Stay empowered. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.